In this video, we're going to go over our class syllabus, but before we do that, I want to let you know what a syllabus is and why it's very important for all of your online classes. The syllabus is created by each of your professors, and it's unique to each class that you take, and it pretty much is a quick snapshot of everything you need to know about that class. It is so very important for you to look and print out a syllabus for every one of your classes that you take in Blackboard. Print it out, read it cover to cover, front to back, top to bottom, and make sure you are very familiar with everything that's required of you for that class. Each syllabus is unique to that class, and each professor, there'll be some things that are very similar in all of our syllabus, all of our syllabi that we give you guys, but each syllabus is individualized to that class and based on what the professor requires from you guys. So I want you to make sure for every class that you take that you print the syllabus and make sure that you know it for every single class that you take. And if you're unclear on anything in the syllabus, make sure that you ask your professor about that so you can be clear from the beginning what's expected of you as a student, because this does affect your grade. Okay, so let's go over ours for this class. We have, typically at the top of every syllabus, it will look the same. You'll see the course name and ID number and the CRN for that semester. And typically every instructor and professor puts their contact information there. So you can see I'm your instructor, my email address is right there. If you ever are on campus and you want to visit, my office is listed there, my phone number. My office hours, remember this is Central Standard Time, but this is typically when I'm in the office. Of course, from time to time I might be out for training or recruiting events or something like that, but this is typically when I'm in the office if you want to catch me on the phone. And I'm in the Office of Integrative Studies. That's the department that I work for. So all of this kind of information like this is typical for most of the professors' syllabi that they will give you. Textbooks and materials, this is typical for a syllabus. We don't require a textbook in this class. Everything you will need for this class is in Blackboard, but you will need a webcam with a microphone, and this is so you can take your exams using ProctorU. So if you don't have a webcam with a microphone on your computer, you need to make sure that you get one before that exam time rolls around. And you will need this for all of your online classes. We have to have our exams proctored now, so you're going to need that webcam throughout your college career. Okay, and course description and learning outcomes are listed next, and this again is pretty typical for a syllabus. So what you'll want to learn in this course, we're going to teach you Blackboard. So this is the way we deliver our online courses to our students. There will be learning modules with lessons and assignments and quizzes and everything that you will need for that class in Blackboard. So that's going to be a huge part of our class, is teaching you Blackboard and how to use everything that's available to you through Blackboard. We'll also go over academic policies that we have here at the university. We'll do some problem solving, critical thinking. We'll do a lot of self-assessment just to kind of assess ourselves to see what kind of learners we are, maybe some of our weaknesses as online learners, and maybe things that we can do to improve those weaknesses. And we'll have various assignments. There'll be a lot of focus on being professional. Communication skills are a must, so we'll go over those as well. And then here are learning outcomes. Blackboard, like I said, that's huge for this class. ASU policies, what's expected of you as a student, what's required of you as a student to graduate, all of that's on there. All the tools and resources that are available for you to make you successful as an online learner. We'll also go over how to research, because that's huge. All throughout your career, you're going to be writing papers, your college career. So we need to teach you how to do a proper research using scholarly research that's out there, and how to write. So we'll go over some of the writing styles too. And we're going to learn about some positive learning skills that we can implement to make sure that we are successful in our online learning. We'll do a lot of self-assessment, like I said. We'll see what we're good at doing, what we're not so good at doing, and how to improve those weak areas that we have. And then the professional communication skills, reading, writing, communicating, and thinking. We'll do that as well. Course policies, this might be somewhat similar throughout your courses, but your professor might have something specific to their course. So you need to make sure that you read this section very thoroughly for every single one of the courses that you take. For my course, let's go over my course policies. Assignments and due dates. This entire course is delivered through Blackboard Learn. So if I ever say BBL or BB in Blackboard, I abbreviate it sometimes. That's what I'm talking about. All of our assignments that we have, for the most part, we will submit through Blackboard Learn, and I show you how to do that in a video in Blackboard Learn. So if you don't know how to submit an assignment in Blackboard Learn, don't freak out. I show you how to do that. There are a couple of assignments that are not submitted through Blackboard Learn. And for example, I asked you guys to type out a professional email to me using certain guidelines. That will be emailed to my email account, and I will grade it on the email, and then I will post your grade in Blackboard. So for the most part, everything is submitted through Blackboard, and if it's not, I will let you know otherwise. And all of that will be clear because I will make it clear in Blackboard. The due dates are set in stone. I will accept your assignments early, but you will only know about the assignment for a week and have 1 week to work on it before the due date. But if you want to turn it in before the due date during that week, you may. That's totally up to you. If you have something scheduled for this semester and you know in advance that you will not be able to make a due date, let me know now. We can work something out in advance, but don't wait till the last minute. It's so funny. It's kind of funny. I got an email from one of my students this morning who's had a vacation scheduled for a few months now. That's what her email said. And this week on Sunday, an exam went live, and she's had all week to take it, and it's due by this Sunday. And she's wondering if she can't take it early at some point. And she's known about this vacation forever, and she's just now contacted me to see if she can take it yesterday, which I didn't get the email. It came last night. That's the wrong way to go about things. I actually laughed out loud at that one. You need to work out something with me in advance. If you have something going on, a surgery, a vacation, what have you, talk to me now, email me now, let me know in advance, and we can work something out. I can be flexible on some things if you make an effort to let me know. But don't blindside me with something where you need to do something right now, because that's not how I work. I do have these deadlines set up for a reason, and especially in this class when I'm trying to teach you guys to be successful online learners, I expect you to meet these deadlines and get in the practice of meeting these deadlines and not coming up with excuses. I know we all have lives other than college. You may have families, you may work full-time, you might have both. You have a lot going on, but you are admitted into this program. You are a college student, and if you don't carve out time to get everything done by the deadlines, then you are not going to succeed. I'm sure most of the other faculty here on campus feel the same way as I do. We're not in the practice of extending deadlines because you just couldn't make time to get all of your stuff done. That's on you. You're going to have to be responsible and disciplined and get everything done. So I'm getting you into the practice of doing that in this class by making you adhere to these deadlines. Okay? I don't like excuses over missing a deadline. I work full-time, I have a family, I have kids and all of their extracurricular activities, and I know what it's like to be busy. But if this is important for you to get a college degree, then you're going to have to make it a priority and make time to get this stuff done, okay? You'll have plenty of time to work on these assignments before it's due. I'm not expecting miracles out of you people. What I asked for is very reasonable. You're just going to have to be disciplined and get it done. That being said, we do have this policy right here. If you want to turn something in late, you missed the deadline, you may turn it in late, but you will only earn up to half credit. I'm going to go ahead and grade the assignment like I normally would and count off points, and then I'm going to automatically subtract half credit, and that's going to be your grade for that. So at the most, you can only get half credit for that assignment. And you will only be allowed an extra 3 days to turn in a late assignment. After that point, I'm not going to let you turn anything in late. And I've ran into that this semester. That's a new policy for me, the 3 extra days, because I sent out midterm grades in one of my classes, and a lot of people were freaking out because they weren't doing well, and they're trying to turn in their assignments from the first week at this point at midterm, and that's too late. So if you want to turn in something late, please know that you will only be allowed an extra 3 days, and you will only get up to half credit for it. Anything past 3 days, I wouldn't even ask me, because you'll just be wasting your time. Attendance and participation, this is huge in your online courses. This again takes a lot of discipline from you guys. You have to get into Blackboard, and you have to participate in the class discussions, and you also have to go in and watch the lectures, read the required writings. That's hard to say, required writings. Everything that's in Blackboard, you're responsible for. You have to get in and do it. No one's going to make you do it, but if you don't do it, you're not going to get a good grade in the class. It's not like going to a typical class where you're face-to-face and there's set times for you to go every single week. You have to carve out time on your own to make this happen. We use Blackboards for participation in this class. I know we don't have the luxury of being face-to-face and having in-class discussions, but we do have discussion boards, and that's the way we have our in-class discussions. And you will have one discussion board required every week, and there's 3 throughout the semester that are extra credit. I'll talk about those in a minute. But every single week you will have a discussion board. The reason for this, like I said, is just in-class discussion. So you know how a discussion works. You say something, and then someone else comments on what you just said. It's the same way in our discussion board. You're going to make an initial post based on a topic that I will give you, and you will also respond to one of your classmates' posts, and you only have to respond to one post. If you want to respond to more than one, that is totally fine. Again, this is in the spirit of having a class discussion, so if you want to comment on more than one, that's fine. But for your grade, you'll have to do an initial post and respond to one of your classmates. The initial post is due by each Wednesday by 11:59 p.m. and that's Central Standard Time. And this allows all of your classmates to get in and read what everyone else has posted, and then they can decide which one they want to post on. And your responses to your classmates' post are due on Friday each week by 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I know some of you don't like the Friday deadline. For some reason you think that doesn't give you the weekends to work. It gives you the weekends to work, and I'll show you how in just a minute. So I don't want any complaining about the Friday deadline, because you will be able to work on the weekend every single week except the first week. And the first week is light. There's not a lot of work on the first week. I'll get to that in a minute when we look at our schedule. Participation in these posts just alone does not warrant you getting all of your points for the assignment. I want you to think professionally, have original thought out posts, and when you post on one of your classmates' posts, when you respond to one of theirs, simply saying I agree or that's a good point, that's not going to get you your points. You actually have to discuss something. You have to write a paragraph in response to their post. So keep that in mind if you want to get full credit for your discussion boards. Academic misconduct, pretty much what this is in a nutshell is I don't tolerate cheating in any way. So if you copy and paste from a website into a paper and you turn it in, that's plagiarism, that's cheating. I will give you a 0 for that assignment without any question. And then it will be up to me whether I turn you into our administration or not for further action. Pretty much, you're here to learn. You're here to get a degree. I want you to do your own learning. And that's going to require work from you, but it's worth it because you'll get a degree at the end. So don't cheat in any way. We'll go over plagiarism and our academic misconduct policy and all of that in this class. Make sure that you use it for all of your classes. Make sure that you're honest and you don't cheat in any way. And we'll also look at the student handbook too in this class too, so all of that's covered. Online learning preparedness. Okay, so this is all about your tech support. Number one, I'm not tech support, so if you have issues with Blackboard or ProctorU or any of that, I'm not your person. My job's to teach, and I'm not trying to be rude or anything. I just don't know how to answer questions like that. That's not my thing. So if you do need help, we have Information Technology Office, ITS. Here's their website, and they also have a 24/7 tech support numbers, so you can call them for help, and they can help you with that. One thing I can tell you, Blackboard does not get along well with Internet Explorer. So if you are choosing a web browser to do your work, if I were you, I would choose Firefox or Chrome. They do much better with Blackboard. And another thing, don't use a wireless connection when you take your exams or quizzes, or when you submit your assignments in Blackboard. A lot of times wireless connections will have connection splurges, and if you're in the middle of an exam in Blackboard, when that splurge happens, it will automatically submit your exam prematurely without you even finishing it. So don't use your iPhone, don't use your iPad to take exams. You need to use your computer and have it plugged in to your internet source. That's huge. Course modifications. If you are registered with Disability Services and you need special accommodations in this class, please provide me with this information so we can make the arrangements, and I will also get that from Disability Services. In fact, I have to get it from them before I make any modifications, but you can kind of give me a heads up too what to expect from them. ProctorU is a live proctoring service that we are using now on campus. I have a whole section devoted to it in Blackboard. In fact, it's covered in a couple of places in Blackboard. And I have how-to videos and everything that you'll need to know. But just know for now, you'll need to get into the week 1 lesson and read about ProctorU and set everything up week 1, because we have our first exam week 2, and you'll need to have all of this in place before you take that exam week 2. Safe Zone training. I went through a training here at ASU that trains faculty and staff to be a resource and a source of support for LGBTQIA students. I'm here to help you get connected with resources that we offer you on campus. So if there are any issues of sexual violence, hateful acts, any other concerns that you have, if you feel you've been discriminated against in any way in these classes, please let me know and I can get you to the correct resources for that. I want everyone in my class, no matter who they are, to be successful and have a great college career and to learn a lot and to graduate and get those degrees. So that's part of my job, is to make sure our campus, which I know our campus is virtual, it's all online, but it's my job to make sure that I maintain a safe space for everyone in my class. So if you feel any issues at all, please let me know. And bottom line, and this isn't just LGBT students, this is everyone. Discrimination of any kind in my class is not going to be tolerated at all. So if I see it in discussion boards or in any way, I'm going to take action with it. And if you see it in any way, you need to take action with it by letting me know. And part of being a college graduate is being professional and respectful in the way you communicate, and that's going to be required in my class at all time, because you need to get into the practice of doing that for your career. You need to be professional and respectful in your career, so let's start doing that now in my class. Okay, and then grades. This is probably the most important part that you're wanting to know about this class. You can see all of our assignments, quizzes, exams, everything that we're doing in this class and how much it is worth is listed right here. We'll go over all of this in detail in Blackboard, but for now, this is where you get your points and this is where you get your final grade. So there are 1,000 points total. So if you earn in between 1,000 to 900 points, you're going to get an A, and then so on. You can see where you will fall right here. We also have bonus point opportunities, and these are in the form of discussion boards throughout the semester. And I will let you know if it's extra credit or not, but if you participate in those, you can earn up to 10 points each. There are 3 of them. So that's up to 30 points up for grabs with bonus points. Okay, I'm going to start a new video on the weekly guide and kind of go over that separately, because I don't want these videos to get too long to where they're hard to download.